Morning, dear hearts. We're on lesson 137 now. Please subscribe. I love this lesson. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. And this is our shared vision of oneness that happens when we heal together, and it comes forth into each and every mind and blesses it. Today's idea remains the central thought in which salvation rests, our freedom, our happiness. For healing is the opposite of all the world's ideas which dwell on sickness and on separate states. Sickness is separation. Sickness is a retreat from others and a shutting off of joining. We are meant to join. We are meant to experience that oneness with all of our brothers, all of our sisters, and of course, with God, Holy Spirit, and our elder brother. It becomes a door, this shutting off becomes a door that closes on a separate self and keeps it isolated and alone. But that door we know is really never truly closed. We just perceive it as being closed because that door has that celestial doorman who is there helping us to swing that door open. Sickness is isolation. We know that. We know people. We might be one of those people that when I'm not well, I cave. I go away. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to be with anyone. I want to go into my cave and lick my wounds, as it were. I isolate when I am ill. And the isolation is not what truly will heal me. What will heal me is that togetherness, that wholeness, and that oneness, and recognizing that indeed I am one. When I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. Sickness is isolation, for it seems to keep oneself apart from all the rest, to suffer what the other ones do not feel. It gives the body final power to make the separation real and keep the mind in solitary prison. The world obeys the laws that sickness serves, but healing operates apart from them. It is impossible that anyone be healed alone. In sickness must he be apart and separate, but healing is his own decision to be one again and to accept his self, his true self, big S self, with all its parts intact and unassailed. We come back to the wholeness that is the truth of who we are. Sickness does his self appear. In sickness does his big self appear to be dismembered and without unity. But the body has no power to attack the universal oneness of God's child. Sickness would prove that lies must be true. The lie that we are able to be sick, because indeed I am as God created me, and God did not create sickness. But healing demonstrates that truth is true. The separation sickness would impose has never really happened, because the separation has never really happened. To be healed is merely to accept what always was the simple truth and always will remain exactly as it has forever been. I am as God created me. God created me whole, holy, healthy, and healed, and that is the truth of who I am. That truth is true. So healing, never needed by the truth, but demonstrates that sickness is not real. Healing might thus be called a counter dream, which cancels out the dream of sickness in the name of truth, but not in truth itself. So healing is like forgiveness an illusion, because it is only required here when I believe I am not at home. Healing is a counter dream. It is like forgiveness, it is a dream, an illusion, but it is a healing one that will be used here as long as it is needed, and then it will disappear. It will simply fall away. Just as forgiveness overlooks all sins that never were accomplished, healing but removes illusions that have not occurred. Just as the real world will arise to take the place of what has never been at all, healing but offers restitution for imagined states and false ideas which dreams embroider into pictures of the truth. that word embroider. What is embroidery? It is something that is placed on top of something else. I have a shirt and it is embroidered with a flower. It is embroidered with my name. It is, in this case, these are false ideas that were placed on top of the truth. So the embroidery is actually not part of our spiritual tapestry. It is something that is put on the truth to try to change the truth, but the truth can never change. The truth is true. I'm skipping just a little bit throughout the lesson, but it's a great lesson. Just as forgiveness shines away all sin and the real world will occupy the place of what you made, so healing must replace the fantasies of sickness which you hold before the simple truth. When sickness has been seen to disappear in spite of all the laws that hold it cannot but be real, then questions have been answered. And that is that miracle. When a healing takes place that seems like it could never have been. Think of Anita Morjani. And the laws can be no longer cherished nor obeyed. Healing is freedom, for it demonstrates that dreams will not prevail against the truth. I have a story. I will tell it very quickly. I've told it in some past years, about a healing that I experienced as a little girl. When I was a little girl, I walked through a door. The door was closed on my finger, my baby finger, and the tip of it came off. And they couldn't find it to sew it back on. My finger was bandaged up. When they took the bandage off, I had a finger again. I had a fingernail. I had the tip of my finger. Now this finger is a little bit shorter than that finger, which wasn't cut off. But the reason I say that the finger grew back is because I was young, I was innocent, and no one told me that it was not supposed to happen. That is how healing is. It will happen when we put no blocks up to it, just as we put up blocks to the awareness of love's presence. We all can heal. Healing, forgiveness, and the glad exchange of all the world of sorrow for a world where sadness cannot enter are the means by which the Holy Spirit urges you to follow Him. His gentle lessons teach how easily salvation, freedom, health can be yours, how little practice you need undertake to let His laws replace the ones you made to hold yourself a prisoner to death. All the Holy Spirit requires and asks of us is that little willingness. So that's all we need to give Him. His life becomes your own as you extend the little help, the little willingness He asks in freeing you from everything that ever caused you pain. And as you let yourself be healed, you see all around you, or who cross your mind, or whom you touch, or those who seem to have no contact with you, healed along with you. That is a beautiful description of the pebble in the pond. As that pebble of healing is thrown into this beautiful, pristine body of water, and the ripples of healing go out. Those who we have in our mind or have no connection with whatsoever, that healing will go to bless them as well. Those who are healed become the instruments of healing, nor does time elapse between the instant they are healed and all the grace of healing it is given them to give. As I receive, so must I give. What is opposed to God does not exist, and who accepts it not within his mind becomes a haven where the weary can remain to rest. For here is truth bestowed, and here are all illusions brought to truth. That's what we want to do. Let every illusion be brought to truth. Ask the inevitable to occur, and you will never fail. This is a guarantee, as I have said so many times. The other choice is to ask what cannot be, and this cannot succeed. We will not achieve those things which are valueless, and if it is not healing that benefits the entire sonship, it has no value. And today we ask that only truth will occupy our minds, that thoughts of healing will this day go forth from what is healed to what must yet be healed, aware that they both occur as one. Just briefly, remember lesson 19 that I am not alone at experiencing the effects of my thoughts. This is healing. When we heal, we are going to heal together. And my thoughts of healing will be beneficial to everyone else as well. And yes, the opposite would be true. But today we are dealing only in healing, knowing that when we are healed, we are not healed alone. So we are told we will remember this as the clock strikes. Our function is to let our minds be healed, that we may carry healing to the world, exchanging curse for blessing, pain for joy, and separation for the peace of God, the joining. It is not a little time, a small expense to offer for this gift of everything. 1 minute an hour. This says just 1 minute an hour. Is this not worth 1 minute an hour? So we have 10 minutes in the morning and the evening, and the lines we are to use to go into those meditations and those thoughtful practices. When I'm healed, I am not healed alone, and I would share my healing with the world, that sickness may be banished from the mind of God's one Son, who is my only self. And then throughout the day, on the hour, try to remember again that we come together to make well all that was sick and offer blessing where there was attack. Nor will we let this function be forgot as every hour of the day slips by, remembering our purpose with this thought. When I am healed, I am not healed alone, and I would bless my brothers, for I would be healed with them as they are healed with me. And that's it for today. And there is, I think it's Buster, maybe it's Trixie, and because some people were asking that they had not seen any of the kitties. That's Buster. So there he is. He made a catio today. So I hope this was helpful. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please breathe and smile. Oh, this is a wonderful lesson and a wonderful awareness that we will heal. It is inevitable, it is guaranteed, and we will not do it by ourselves. Hand in hand, heart to heart, mind to mind. Namaste.